How's it going, everyone? Daniel here. It's time to review Tyrant Season 3, Episode 4, titled A Prayer for Our Daughters. Spoiler review. Make sure you have seen the episode. It should take me about 3 minutes to recap and give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thanks so much for joining me, man. And a crazy episode, man. A lot of, so far the past 2 weeks, Tyrant hasn't been holding back. It's had death. It's had emotional moments. Last week had 2 major deaths. That doesn't happen all the time in a TV show all the time. And then this week, a lot more deaths, a lot more craziness. Tyrant's not holding anything back, man. They're throwing it at us, and it feels crazy. It feels just in real time how everything's going on. It's just the writing, Adam Rayner, the girl who plays Molly, his wife, every acting is just, it's so much amazing. This show is just very underrated. It deserves an Emmy, a nomination for an Emmy. And if anyone agrees with me on that, man, say something up, man. Emmy nomination for Tyrant. It's been snubbed for many years. This show is awesome, man. I just gotta point that out there. That last week's episode was phenomenal. This week's episode was another just great time. Sad time, but great performances. So let's get right on to it, man. Yes, Season 3, Episode 4. So anyway, the family is, grieving, and we find out that we cannot get Emma's bodies back. So Barry and Molly are crying, and it's a big old thing, man. And we find out, actually, Emma's body is on the side of this, she's on the side of this building. Her body is just lying there and humiliated and naked, and people who go see can just look at her body and laugh. And there's trash. She's literally in a trash dump on the side of a building or a side of a wall, and it's just they can't get their body back. I mean, that's it's a very sad thing. So Molly's going crazy. She's crying, and you kind of feel it now. And you put, in a way, Barry should have just let his wife go and do the exchange, because now his wife ain't ever, I can't see Molly ever forgiving him for this. That's not something you easily forgive, even within a season's time. So that happens. The family's grieving. Fozzie is going to run for president. He ends up giving his condolences to Barry, and they hug, and just some. Already in the beginning, you're crying. Already when Fozzie comes in 5 minutes later, you're crying. You just keep on. This episode is so depressing, yet so good. So Emma's body is on the side of the road. Like I said, Molly is going crazy. Fozzie does his speech, announcing his run for presidency of Abu Dhabi. We find the military finds Ehab and this guy. I believe this guy's name is Abdullah. I may be wrong with that, but his name's Abdullah. Probably. Hopefully I'm getting that right. I may be wrong, but Abdullah. So anyway. The military finds Rashid and Abdullah. He has a black umbrella, so that's kind of how they have the eyes in the sky. Excuse me, last week I said satellite. I meant drones, because I'm not savvy on all that tech, man. So the man who corrected me, very much so. Not a satellite, a drone. So, and the drones, of course, that may actually not a satellite, obviously a drone too, checking up on where they're at. So thank you. That happens. So the funeral ends up going on for Jamal and Jamal, Emma, and I think they had one for the general, the guy who died also. I think they had one for him too. Barry says yes to bombing this terrorist camp, and that's where Rashid and Abdullah is, where that terrorist camp is. But the thing is there's kids in that building. There's kids in that camp. And why are they there? To blend in with the world, to make it look like it's not a terrorist camp and all that from the sky. But the kids are there, and the guy's like, do you love God? Do you want to work for God? Do you want to please Him? Well, what we do, we are doing the work of God, or all that stuff, man. And kind of brainwashing the kids, and you're like, God damn, that's how it's done. That's how easy the kids are like, God, yeah, we want to help God, we want to praise God, and then simple as that, they turn into little terrorists, man. So that ends up happening, and the kids were there. They go boom boom, they die. Sammy had sex for 3rd time this season already. I don't get me wrong, it's fine with Sammy and that guy, even though he doesn't really know him whatsoever. It's kind of like you go to a random country. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you don't even know what the guy. I'm not saying it can be in any country, especially America here, but they could have a disease or something. You should probably, ask the guy what he has. But anyway, Sammy, that's him the whole season so far. That's him basically the whole season. But anyway, I like Sammy, but damn, like, talk to the guy a whole episode at least. Get to know him, take him out for dinner. So anyway, he's just had a lot of sex this episode. Layla is running for president too, and then the other guy's running for president. There's 3 people running for president. So you're like, Layla? Well, maybe a little bit, yeah. Oh, Fozzie? I like that guy too. But this guy? I don't know. He could be president. Like, it's, but maybe Barry at the end will be like, you know what, I will stay president. Maybe. We can't really, no. Ahmed is Barry's son. It is revealed that Jamal is not the father. You are not the father. Oh, wait, he's dead, lying in the ground. But, I don't know what to feel about that. What do you guys, I don't know how you guys feel about that. Because I don't know whether to like that or whether it feels forced. Ahmed is the son of Barry. Or Bassam al-Fahim. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I don't like, oh my god, but I don't know if that just felt forced. It feels too forced. Like, it was a big shocker. And I was like, no. That was like the first time in a long time I've ever done that for a TV show. I was like, in disbelief. So that happens. The kids are killed. Rashid lives. There's a bunch of riots going on. People are blaming Bassam for the actions of the kids dying. And Molly hit her maid, dude. That's crazy. And she ends up singing. And all of a sudden, it turns into like music in the background, and she's singing all professional and everything, like if she has a microphone and all that. That was kind of the cringe part where I cringed a lot. But Molly hit her maid, and then all of a sudden she comes in, your daughter has a towel, and then like she ends up singing. But damn, Molly ended up hitting that maid, and I was like, damn, like, yo, chill. I know your daughter just died and everything, but go sit down and don't take it out on other people. Especially people who are maids. I mean, they do all your crap for you. They could spit in your coffee and stuff, so don't do that. Anyway, Molly takes a bunch of pills, kind of thinking like, oh, maybe she's killing herself or something, but that wasn't the point. She's still alive next week. So Cogswell and Layla have sex more. Obviously, a lot of people having sex in the show. And then Barry is confused at the end, and he needs to sleep while Molly sleeps. So what did I think about this episode overall, guys? First off, like I said, it's just another great episode. Just the acting, the performances, dude, that it's given deserves an Emmy. This show is just fantastic. Every now and then it surprises me, but just I love the content. I love what they've done with the show and where the direction they're going, because I remember I told you about the presidential race. I don't know where they're going with this. In episode 1 a few weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I was like, I don't know the direction they're going, but I love the direction so far. So first off, on the pros, it's emotional, dude. I love the emotion. Like, there's at least 6 or 7 scenes in this show, in this episode, where you at least cried. I cried at least 5 or 6 times at most in this episode. I love the ending of the show where it's kind of like Barry sitting in the chair, and it's kind of like, so much is on his shoulders, man. He just started a war. His brother just died. His daughter just died. There's so much going on. You feel for Bassam. Molly's breakdown. I mean, again, sometimes I say that actor's not good, but this episode, she proved me wrong, man. Like, she really just went all out for it, dude, didn't she? And like, she just went for it, and it worked. It totally worked. Other than that, the effects in here, man, the bombing, definitely, when he said yes and, showing the bombs. I was kind of disappointed with the bombs a little bit, because it was like, I thought it would be like, you know what I mean? So I was kind of disappointed with that. And I was like, wait. And I knew Rashid and them weren't going to die, because I was like, if they were dying, they would show the ground level of the bombs going on and everything and them dying. But it's so predictable at that point. And Ahmed's dad, like that whole shocker of them doing that, of having Ahmed, and Ahmed was like, I am like my father Jamal, because he ended up killing Jamal, and Jamal's a killer, so he has a lot of Jamal in him, but he's Bassam's son. So it's so weird and it feels forced, but again, I like that twist though. I kind of like that, the way it was revealed. Now, the cons for this episode, the stuff I did not like, man. Again, Lila and Cogswell. What's up with them? I'm tired of mushy, kissy all the time in the show. Lila and Cogswell are a thing now, and I understand his wife is cheating on him and all that, but do you have to, all the time? I mean, I'm not a big fan of Cogswell, his character. Sure, he has a few fun moments in him, but I'm not a huge fan of them together. Also, them not being killed when where were they at? Because Rashid and Abdullah, they were in that building when the bomb, like, so how did they not get killed, or where did they go? Like, I didn't see them go into the tunnel, so how did they escape? As well, another thing, Sammy, sex all the time. He always does that. This whole season, 85% of him has just been having sex with that guy. So it's kind of like, can you, again, next week, hopefully he actually talks to him. Just like the guy said, like, talk to me, actually, and let me get to know you. So that would be interesting, too. That Molly didn't kill herself. Yeah, that's another con, because I'm like, again, they wouldn't be holding back. If Molly ended up dying, she's depressed. You think she has nothing else to live for. I mean, her husband's going to, but still a lot of stuff, man. But I thought with all those pills that she's doing, I was like, damn, she's gonna overdose. But next week she's fine. I'm like, how did she not overdose after she swallowed all those damn pills? How did she not overdose? Let's be honest about that, realistically. And last but not least, why wasn't it a big deal that Jamal died? Why wasn't it a big deal? Why wasn't Barry, why didn't we see him with Jamal's body? Nobody cared that Jamal died. A fantastic actor just left the show and nobody cares. That sucked. That was very, very shouldn't have gone down that way. Jamal should have still been alive, and it would have made it more intense once Ahmed went to Jamal and he found out that that's not his son. So overall, I'm going to end up giving this episode an A-, secondarily a B, but an A- overall, man. And again, another great entertaining episode. The writing, I mean, a few little plot holes here and there, again with the cons and the whole sex and stuff, and just stuff like that. But other than that, I love the presidential speeches. I love the acting of Adam Rayner. I mean, everyone else just did a fantastic job. So comment down below, tell me what you guys thought about this Tyrant episode, and if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. And you could share with your friends. If you want to see more of my Tyrant reviews, make sure to click down below at the playlist. And I'll see you next week for more. Till next time, bye-bye.